3 University of South Carolina students are gone as a result of suicide, a disturbing trend that is occurring nationwide. Suicide, the second leading cause of death among college students in the U.S.
It is the second leading cause of death among college students these days. It is suicide, and the numbers are rather alarming.
Mental health issues are also plaguing college students, and experts say they're seeing an increase in suicides.
Show 1 in 4 college kids say they've been so depressed it's difficult to function. 1 in 12 students have made a suicide plan. 1 in 100 attempt it.
There's a problem in college athletics, and it comes with a concern, or lack thereof, for the athlete's mental health.
You have to be at a team lift at 6 a.m., but you're accidentally 1 minute late because you slept through your alarm. Your heart's pounding from sprinting to the gym, but nobody cares that it's because you were up until 2 a.m. studying for an exam that you still don't feel prepared for. You can feel the tension between you and your teammates who now have to run sprints tomorrow at 6 a.m. because you were 1 minute late. You start the lift and your mind's just not in the right place, but it doesn't matter. You have to lift. And as soon as it's over, you scarf down breakfast on your way to 8 a.m. class, and you get there and your hair's still wet because you didn't have time to dry it. The professor looks at you and says, "Where's the homework assignment?" But you forgot it. How could you forget it? You were supposed to be on top of everything, so you sit there and you worry about what else you might have forgot. And at noon, you get a 30-minute break, but it's not really a break because you use it to quickly make up an assignment you missed for last week's game. And soon, it's 12:10, and to you, 40 minutes does not feel like enough time to get on the court and be ready, even though it actually is. So you head over, and at 1, practice is starting. And you have to forget everything that happened in your day, because at practice, you have to perform. You can't not perform. There's someone better than you, someone competing with you, and someone in high school who just committed to be you. So forget the 0 on your assignment. Forget the test you're not prepared for. Forget the friends you haven't seen in weeks. Forget the argument you've been in with your parent. Play well, pass well, perform. And when it's finally over, you find yourself staring in the locker room mirror, trying not to cry. And you ask yourself, is this how I'm supposed to feel?
Nothing else matters except winning. Forget your emotions. Athletes are always told that they have to be the toughest. Athletes can't give in. They have to push through. Student athletes have been set to fail to care for their mental health since the beginning.
This toxicness of just kind of ignore and push through and do the best you can, and your mental illness isn't really going to disappear.
Sport is about wins and losses. It's an outcome-based activity, and we love to win. In fact, I've yet to meet a person that says, "I can't wait to lose today." It just doesn't happen. We build champions to earn championships. A champion is taught to be strong, stoic, relentless, fearless, aggressive. We teach champions to remove emotions and mask their emotions. Our champion athletes are taught what it takes to win and how they should feel and act. Have you ever really listened to how coaches speak to their athletes? Sometimes, more than often than not, in any other profession, these words would get us fired.
Meg Sharp is an associate athletic trainer. She interacts with student athletes more than sometimes their own coaches do. She sees firsthand what student athletes go through.
A variety of things as athletic trainers. Most commonly when it comes to injuries, we see a lot of anxiety that now they're off the field, which can then lead to some depression as they've lost their sort of sense of self and sort of sense of identity, because they came here as athletes, and that's what they've been for 5 to 25 years, really. So we deal a lot with that, and we try to manage that as best we can.
She is the first line of defense to help student athletes get on track, but sometimes that is too much, even for do-it-all trainers. When it is too much, student athletes take the next step, seeking specialized help.
My name is Kelly Berger. I am a licensed professional counselor, and I am the director of the counseling office here on campus. Basically, my role here is to help students learn more about their mental health. We offer one-on-one appointments, group therapy. I help connect students to off-site resources, and basically I'm here to just be an advocate for them and helping them maintain their mental health. A lot of the student athletes that I see basically are coming in for a lot of anxiety type of symptoms that they're feeling, a lot of stress, I think, and then depression a lot of times kind of goes hand in hand with that. But I think the most prevalent is definitely anxiety.
I surveyed 100 men and women from Division I schools, and this is what I found. When asked if they'd ever experienced symptoms of depression or anxiety, 69% said yes. The statistic I gave you in the beginning was 25. When asked if they think the amount of time they need to spend on their sport is too much, more than half said yes, almost at 90%. And the next one honestly devastated me when the results came in, and it kept me up for a few days. I asked them, have you ever felt you experienced anxiety, depression, or an eating disorder, but were too afraid to tell anyone? More than half. That means those athletes today are somewhere and no one knows that they're struggling. And about 80% agree with me that this topic is neglected throughout society.
That means being okay with reaching out for help, right? Saying that you need help and maybe I can't do this on my own. And that can look a lot of different ways too. I think sometimes maybe athletes are a little scared to open up to coaches or to some of their teammates, even though they may feel comfortable and close to them, because it could maybe affect their playing time, right? So knowing who to go to get that help is really important. And that's where like my role as a counselor is huge for them.
Student athletes carry a lot on their plate, and they are always told that the student comes before the athlete. But this balance is not easy.
Time management is hard for all college students, right? Time management is hard for a mother of two, right? So I think it's working through some of those things with those college students.
A lot of times it's this overwhelming feeling of everything that a student athlete has to juggle, really. It's not just school and going to class and having a job. It's also, their practice schedule and, working with their teammates and coaches. So I think it's a combination of all of that together that really creates this anxiety and worry and stress.
The current in an endless pool pushes us to be stronger athletes. It keeps us from ever touching the wall. And when we try to stand up, it overtakes us completely. As athletes, we spend our lives trying to beat the current, to tough it out, put our heads down, keep swimming.
Everybody has anxiety. Absolutely everybody does. But the difference is for some people that anxiety is manageable. They're able to kind of cope and deal with it in a healthy way. And I think it's when you're not able to cope with it in a healthy way and, it's affecting school, it's affecting your relationships, that it's a good time to take a step back and say, okay, what do I need to do to change? And maybe this is a good time to reach out for help.
The California native was found dead in her dorm room on Tuesday. The soccer world stunned. We sat down with her parents, Steve and Gina Meyer, in the wake of the unthinkable.
She died by suicide. The last, couple days are like a parent's worst nightmare, and you don't wake up from it. So it's just horrific.
The close-knit family spoke often. Their final conversation with their daughter was just hours before she took her own life.
She was excited. She had a lot on her plate. She had a lot going on, but She was happy. She was in great spirits.
Her parents now wondering if between school and sports, it was too much pressure.
There is anxiety and there is stress to be perfect, to be the best, to be number one.
The Meyers speaking out to make sure other parents don't suffer the same tragedy. The emotions of their loss are raw.
We're struggling right now, Stephanie. We are just struggling to know, what happened and why it happened, We're just like heartbroken. We're so heartbroken. And
Katie's mom wearing her daughter's sweatshirt, one she wore in a post just last Friday.
It's going to sound crazy, but every mom is going to understand this. But when you smell it, it smells like her. It smells like Katie. Just her scent. I'm wearing it because it just feels, I want to be close to her. So yes, it is hers.
The Meyer family has nothing, but praise for Stanford. Sorry.
It's okay. Speak us.
They want to start a conversation about opening up communication between schools and parents. These parents feel they missed an opportunity to step in and possibly help. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No sorries necessary.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is how we all feel.
Yeah.
And we will be right back.
That's not an easy story to tell. Thank you.
There's a saying, it's okay to not be okay.
Hopefully, the impact I'm making is that they know it's okay to not be okay. We say that all the time in the AT room, whether it's injury related or mental wellness related. So hopefully they know that we're a resource to ask for help. And if I can't give them what they need, I'm gonna find someone or some professional that can provide that.
It's okay not to be okay, right? Speaking up, being your own advocate, and you the best, right? Therapists and books are just here to help guide you on this journey, and your mental health is a lifelong journey.